Welcome back everyone. In this video we are going to do a basic lab of DMVPN. So this is my topology, so this is what I'm going to configure now. So I have just booted my routers, which are empty. No configuration has been done on my routers, all are blank. So let's go ahead and do the configuration. So first I will go ahead with the ISP now. So enable config T, hostname will be ISP. Interface is 0/0, IP address will be 192.168.1.1 and no shut. Interface is 0/1 2.1 and interface is 0/2, which is on this side. That one is 3.1. and interface is 0/3, which is the router 4 going towards router 4.1. I'm going to configure the BGP. So I will say that router BGP number 5, neighbor 192.168.1.2 with the remote ASS1 because hub is 1. I would say that 2.2 is remote ASS2 and 3.2, that is for the router 3, it's remote ASS number 3, and for the 4 is 4.4, 4.2 and the remote ASS number 4 and exit. So just do a copy paste on my ISP first and save the configuration. Next I will do the configuration for my hub now. So I'll go back to my topology. Interface is 0/0. IP address should be 192.168.1.2 and no shut. Interface loopback 0. IP address should be 10.1.1. Yes. And router BGP number 1. Neighbor 192.168.1.1 with the remote ASS number 5, and that should be good. Paste it on the hub. Just give it a minute and the protocol is up and the BGP neighborship should be up. Yep, it's already up. That's good. So let's go ahead with the R2 now. First spoke, enable config T, host name will be R2, interface is 0/0, IP address will be 192.168.2.2 and interface loopback 0, IP address will be 10.1.2.1. I will say that router BGP number 2, neighbor will be 192.168.2.1 with remote ASS number 5. And I will just copy paste and my neighborship should be up after this. Save the configuration. Protocol is up, interface is up. The BGP is also up. So let's go ahead and configure the R3 now. Should be 3, hostname should be 3, 3.2, 3.1, loopback is 3.1 and BGP number is 3 and 3.1 is the neighbor. Go to my R3 now, save the configuration and let's do the R4 until then. Should be 4, 4.2, 4.1, BGP number 4. Yep, BGP is up and now I should be doing R4. So all the configuration, the basic configuration is done now. So I will go to my hub and if I say that do show IP route BGP, still the routes have been we cannot see the routes, BGP routes, because hub should see the 2.0, 3.0 and 4.0 network. So just give it some time, and after that it should see all the routes. Right, so if I say do show IP route BGP again, you see that no routes have been seen. So let's do the troubleshooting. What's the problem? If I go back to my notepad, if I go to my BGP, I just said that this is my neighbor, but I did not advertise my network over here. So I need to advertise the network. So I will say that network 192.168 4.0 with mask 255.255.255.0. So I will do this one on R4 first. Okay, network 192.168 4.0 with mask. Just spelling mistake over there. Network. So I will do the same thing for R3. Network 192.168 3.0 mask 255.255.0. I will do the copy paste over here on R3. And I will do the same thing for R2. And I will do the same thing on my hub. Now I can do the same thing by advertising the network on my ISP. You can also do that one. Instead of doing individually over here, you can do it on the ISP. You can just advertise the network on the ISP and it will be the straightforward. So now if I say do show IP route BGP, and now I am able to see the BGP routes. If I say do ping 192.168 2.2, I am able to ping. 3.2 I am able to ping, and 4.2 I am able to ping. So at this point I do have interface to interface connectivity, that is end-to-end connectivity with public IP address. Now let's go ahead and configure our tunnel configuration. So first for the hub, I will say that interface tunnel 1, I will give an IP address 1.1, and I will say that tunnel source will be interface E0/0, so that is the tunnel source. So you can give an IP address, but I am giving the tunnel source as interface. And I can say that tunnel mode is GRE multi-point, because we are doing DMVPN, so the tunnel mode should be GRE multi-point. And I will say that IP NHRP network ID, this is for the NHRP protocol. You just need to assign a network ID. And I will say that an IP NHRP map multicast dynamic. So I just saying to my hub that accept the multicast traffic from any of these spokes. So apart from that, no other configuration is needed, so it's pretty easy, simple configuration. And now I will use router EIGRP DMVPN. So I'm using the named on the hub and the classic EIGRP on the spokes. So address family IPv4 unicast autonomous system number will be number 10, and network 172.168.1.0 and network 10.1.0 and exit, that should be good. Just do the copy paste on my hub. So no errors, that's good. So I will go to my R2 now. Interface tunnel 1, IP address will be 172.168.1.2, and here also tunnel source will be interface E0/0. That's the only interface I do have. And I will say that tunnel mode will be GRE multipoint. IP NHRP network ID, I can use one or I can use anything because that is locally significant. IP NHRP, I'm saying that NHS, that is my next hop server, is 172.168.1.1, that is my tunnel. Now I am mapping the tunnel IP NHRP map 172.16.1. This tunnel is able to reachable via 192.168.1.2. Now I am saying that IP NHRP map multicast. Any multicast address, just forward it to the public IP address of the hub. So these three statements specifically refers to the hub. So you're giving information of the hub. First, you are just saying that server is able to reachable via this tunnel IP address, and you are mapping this tunnel to your public IP address. If you remember, we have already seen in the basic that NHRP will keep a database of the tunnel mapping to the public IP address. So this is where you will be providing the details to NHRP. And now multicast traffic should be forwarded to the public IP address of the tunnel. And that's all. And I can go with the classic EIGRP here. Number 10, no auto summary. And network 172.16.1.0 and network 10.1.2.0. So let's go ahead and copy paste on this one on R2. So my tunnel should be up, and after that my EIGRP neighborship should also be up. So you can see that my neighborship is up. If I say do show IP EIGRP neighbor, I'm forming a neighborship EIGRP neighborship with my hub on tunnel. So if I say do show IP route EIGRP, so if you see that I do have a loopback on my hub, so that route I should be able to see over here. You can see that 10.1.1 is I'm able to see that. So now let's go ahead and configure the R3 now. Now the configuration is the same. There is no much difference in this one. So I will just do a copy paste over here, and you can see that I am just changing the IP address over here. I am changing nothing over here. That's the same configuration. And here I am just changing the loopback subnet, and apart from that everything is same. So I just changed the last bit of that network, and apart from that there is no change. So just go ahead and do the copy paste on R3 now. So my tunnel will be up, and once that is been done, neighborship should be up. So I got the neighborship to show IP EIGRP neighbor. I'm able to see the neighbor, that is my hub, and do show IP route EIGRP, and you can see that I'm only able to see 10.1.1, but I'm not able to see 10.1.2.1 because they are on the same autonomous system number. But I said that in the basic there is a feature called split horizon which will block this. It's a loop prevention mechanism, so it will block from sharing the routes. So we will fix that one. Still we are in the phase 1 only, so still we have to do the R4. So we'll just copy this one, and I will complete the configuration with R4. So I will say that this will be 4 and this will be 4, and apart from that no changes, and go to the R4 and paste it. Yep. So do show IP EIGRP neighbor and do show IP route EIGRP. So now in the phase 1, as we said that no spoke should not be getting all the specific routes or something. Since there is no summarization, so no summarization routes you can see, but you can see only one route, that is point-to-point route. That is the loopback of my hub. That's it. So let's go ahead and do the phase 2 now. So in the phase 2 you have to do only one thing on my hub. So I will go to my hub now. First I will go to my hub, and I will say that interface tunnel 1 no IP split horizon EIGRP autonomous system number is 10. That's it. And you can see that the EIGRP neighborship will be resynchronized, but the resynchronization does not happen over here because if you remember, I am using the EIGRP as a named EIGRP. So it's a different process in the named EIGRP to disable the split horizon. But if you are using the classic EIGRP, you just go inside the tunnel and you can just issue this command and it should fix your problem. But since I am using the named one, so I would say that router EIGRP DMVPN. I'll go to my address family IPv4 unicast autonomous system number 10 AF interface tunnel 1. So this is where I will go and disable my split horizon in the named EIGRP. So I would say that no split horizon, that's it, and exit, and you can see that resynchronization is been done. So my neighborship did not go down, but it has been resynchronized. So if I go back to my router 2 now, do show IP route EIGRP, and now you see that I am able to see route number 1, 3 and 4. So before I am not able to see that 3 and 4, now I am able to see 3 and 4. Similarly, if I go to my, I'll just copy this command from here, go to R3, and now you can see that I am able to see 1, 2 and 4, and now you can see that I am able to see 1, 2 and 3. So what I will do for now, testing purpose, I will trace route from R2 to R3 since I have the route. So I will go to my R2 and I will say that do trace route 10.1.3.1 with source loopback 0. So this is phase 2, that means all the traffic will be flowing through hub only. Right, so you can see that first traffic is going towards the hub, then after that it is going to the destination. So if I do one more time, so the results will be the same. Right, so every time the traffic is now going to via hub, so it will keep a burden on my hub. So this is where the phase 3 comes in. So we don't want the traffic to go towards every time go to the hub and to the destination. So whenever the first traffic is going via hub, the second time it should go directly to the spokes. That means it should dynamically form the spoke to spoke tunnel. So for that one, you just need to do one thing, that is interface tunnel 1 IPNHRP redirect. So that's the only command you have to do in the phase 3. Just go inside your tunnel and say that IPNHRP redirect. And for the spokes, you have interface tunnel 1 and IPNHRP shortcut. That's it. So this is the only command in spoke. Everywhere is the same, so I will go ahead and I will IPNHRP shortcut and interface tunnel 1 IPNH, and that's it. Now I will do the same thing now. Trace route 10.1.3.1 with source loopback 0. The first time the traffic should go via hub. The second time it should automatically form the spoke to spoke tunnel. Right, so first traffic is going via the hub. Now I will do the same thing second time, and this time it should go directly to the spoke. Now you can see that it is going directly to the spoke. So previously it has went to the hub. Now if you remember, it should override the next hop. So if I say do show IP route, so you can see that there is a percentage over here for the EIGRP route. This is the EIGRP route, and if I go ahead and see that percentage is next hop override. So NHRP protocol will do the next hop override over here. It will override this one because it is now directly forming the spoke to spoke tunnel. But how I should know that it is forming directly spoke to spoke tunnel? So there is another route over here by name H, and you can see that 172.16.1.3 is the R3, which is the another spoke, and it is saying that this one is directly connected now. It is directly now connected. Now it is forming spoke to spoke tunnel. Right, so now H, what does it mean, H? So H is your NHRP route. So the NHRP protocol has resolved this issue, saying that you no need to come to the hub every time, just go to the directly to the spoke. So now if I want to check do show DMVPN details, now you can see that tunnels have been formed. So now one is the static one. Let's have a look with DT1, DT2 and DLX. So now DT1, what do you mean by DT1? So D means dynamic, T1 is the route installed. So T1 is the route, this is the route has been installed. So this tunnel is being reachable via 3.2, NHRP has installed that one. And now DT2, dynamic, T2, that is next hop override, it has done an override for this particular route. Now DLX, so D is the dynamic, L, I'm looking for L is the local and no socket. That means it's gonna remove this one. It's gonna remove this route. This one is like a local route, so DLX. So it is directly connected, so nothing to worry about. But we are like DT1 dynamically, which has been overwritten and the route has been installed. And let us look at the S also. What is the one? The S. I do find the RWE, but I'm not able to find S. S is the static one. So if you remember the static one, because it is going to form the permanent tunnel with the hub, so that's why you can see that 192.168.1.2, that is my hub public IP address. It is forming the permanent tunnel, that is a static one. And now do show NHRP brief, IP NHRP brief. And now this is where this is the table where the tunnels will be mapped, the database where the tunnels will be mapped with the public IP address. So you can see that I do have one tunnel and it is being mapped with 1.2, but I do have another tunnel being formed now, that is 1.3 with respect to spoke tunnel, and which is being mapped to 3.2. So now I do have a tunnel with 1 and 3, 2 and 3. So let's have a form of tunnel with 2 and 4 now. So I would say that do trace route 10.1.4.1 with source loopback 0. So first time it should go via hub now, and the second time it should go directly. So until then, what I would have go to my R3, and if I say do show IP route, let me check whether here also it has done the same thing. It has overwritten the EHRP route to the NHRP route. Okay, so first traffic is going via hub, because this is the new subnet which I am trying to communicate, so that's why it is going via hub. So if I go back to do the trace route again once more, and this time it should go directly to the R4. Right, so you can see that it is now going directly to the R4. So if you remember, I should also see the do show IP route, and I should see another percentage for 10.1.4, and I should see another route for 172.16.1.4. So that's the directly tunnel from the newly created tunnel. So do show IP NHRP brief, and I should see another tunnel that is going to 1.4, and it is directly connected to map to the public IP address. So if I say do show DMVPN detail, now we see that there is another tunnel that is 4.2 been mapped to this one. So again, now DT1 and DT2, that is one is been this one is the route which is being overridden, and this is the one which is being installed. So these are the different phases, phase 1 and 2. I hope this concept has been clear for you, and this video has been informative for you. Thank you.